press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello my dear students. Yesterday we had started with a new chapter, right? That is outcomes of democracy. So in the last class, in the previous class, we had discussed about what actually democracy means, right? And how democracy is helpful, the need for the democracy. Apart from that, we had even discussed about how democracy is working. Is there any assessment? Can we do any assessment for the outcomes of democracy? To guess what kind of the outcomes. If at all the democracy is followed by people. Democracy is followed by people, then whether the democratic government is a legitimate government, whether it is responsive in nature. So all these things we had discussed, right? So today let us know something about economic outcomes of democracy. So what is this economic outcomes of democracy? Does democracy helps in economic development? While discussing yesterday, we got to know that both economic development or say economic growth that cannot happen, not like comparatively to dictatorship, it is helping, like democracy is helping. But if you consider only democracy as alone, economic growth and development is not possible. Either of the one we can get, good government or say economic development. So that's the reason when it comes to economic development, that is not possible. So let us know the economic outcome. If at all we are considering democracy, then what is the economic outcome here? See, as there is an argument, they argue about which is very passionate, saying that democratic, when it comes to democracy or democratic government, arguments about democracy tend to be very passionate, and that is how it has to be. No doubt it should be very passionate in nature, arguments, related to the outcomes. When it comes to the outcomes, economic outcomes, it is very passionate in nature, they say. And yes, the debates cannot be resolved in a simple manner. There are many debates regarding this, whether they are helpful, whether they are not helpful. So there is a huge debate. And these debates cannot be solved, it cannot be solved at any cost. It is not it is not that easy to be solved. So that is what they are saying here, that like arguments, you have so many arguments here. So when it comes to arguments, definitely it is very passionate in nature, and that is how it has to be. But when it comes to the debates, that is taking place, that cannot be solved at any cost. So the next is a few debates about democracy can and should be resolved by referring to some facts and figures. Definitely, if you are arguing on some part, what exactly you have to do? You have to give explanation regarding that, right? You have to explain why you are telling or why you are giving that particular statement. So when these things are happening, then only you can get to know the results of the democracy. So here also the same thing they are telling, whatever, if you are debating, when you are debating, see that you give all the facts and figures for the same. So when it comes to democracy, economic outcomes of democracy, many students of democracy have gathered carefully certain evidence, to know the relationship of democracy with economic growth and economic inequality. So whether democracy is helping in economic growth or it is finding economic inequalities. So that is what they are telling. Nothing but see, whatever wealth, whatever income, national income, so it has to get distributed, right? It has, each and every citizen has to get the profit out of it. Nothing but he has to enjoy it. The income, whatever, see, national income, whatever it has come, what they do, they distribute it. Like how they distribute it, they use it for the betterment of the society. And if they are doing that, then definitely each and every person should get the benefits, right? So the relationship between the growth and the economic inequalities has been checked by a few of the students, that to economic students. So it shows that, and on an average, see, you have table 1 and table 2 in page number I guess 94, in that, if you can check in the table 1, they have given rates of economic growth for different countries. In the table 2, they have mentioned inequality of income. So what exactly it tells? When it comes to table 1, it shows that an average, okay, dictatorial regimes have had a slightly better record of economic growth. So if at all dictatorship is considered or dictatorial environment is considered, that stands better, it seems, compared to the democracy. So that is what they are telling, and we can, when we compare their records only in poor countries, there is virtually no difference. If you are comparing dictatorial country with another dictatorial country, there is no difference. But if you are comparing it with democracy, definitely you find certain difference. So the table 2, it shows that within democracy, within democracy there can be very high degree of inequalities. So this is very common. If you are going with parts, we can find inequalities everywhere. Okay, we can find inequalities everywhere. So that is what they are telling. When it comes to democratic nation like South Africa or say Brazil, the top 20% take away more than 60% of the national income itself. Top 20%, okay, the one who are rich enough, okay, they themselves are taking all the national income, that is 60% will be taken by them, leaving less than 3% for the bottom, that is 20%. Bottom in the sense very poor people, for them hardly 3% or less than that will be left out. So each and every person takes away the national income how much ever they want. So leaving only a little to the poor people, which is actually a problematic, okay, like it is creating a huge problem. So that is the difference here. So that is the outcome. So when it comes to economic outcome, democracy is definitely helping, no doubt, okay, provided it concentrates even upon developing the economy. But if it is not concentrating upon that, definitely then economic, there won't be any economic growth. So that is what is said under economic outcomes of democracy. The next is reduction of inequality and poverty. So what is inequality? Inequality, it is based upon a caste, creed, a race, anything for that matter. Okay, so it can be anything. So do you find inequality? Yes, we do find it, right? And when it comes to poverty, you have already learned about these things. So poverty is like India is having that, right? So that is the reason we are still developing rather than being a developed nation. So does democracy helps in reducing the poverty or say inequality? Let us know about it. So it is reasonable, okay, to expect democracies to reduce economic disparities. So always there is an expectation from a democratic nation. When we say democracy, nothing but people are involved, right? So people do expect, saying that yes, one or the other day there will not be any poverty in the nation, there will not be any inequality found in the nation. Okay, so they expect that. Okay, they really want that to happen. So now when they are expecting this, what they say is, it is reasonable, it is very reasonable to expect democracy to reduce both the things, that is inequality and poverty disparities, okay? So when there is an economic growth, will there be an equal distribution of wealth by all the citizens? So what they want to, see, when it comes to national income, okay, so what they are telling, wealth, okay, wealth. When there is an economic growth, if imagine democracy is helping in a reduction of inequality and poverty and is helping in economic growth, so will that help each and every person to get equal share in the wealth? So this is a question. So now whether there is an equal distribution of goods and opportunities, forget about things, that is wealth to all the citizens. Getting wealth may not be the right thing, or it may not be possible. But how about at least the goods or say the opportunities? Are they given equal? Are you getting equal opportunity to serve the nation or say to get a job? Are you getting the equal opportunity? See, this is a question, nothing but people, when they have chosen democracy, then they have to get something in return, right? So when it comes to inequality and poverty, so it means that there is inequality, right? So inequality everywhere, in every part. So now they are questioning the same thing. If at all you are considering that there is economic growth, so does that mean that each and every citizen will get their share equally? aren't we finding it difficult in getting goods, okay, equal goods or say equal opportunities in job? Definitely we are finding so much of difficulty, like there is like we are finding it very difficult to get equal opportunities and all. So that is the thing here. So next is democracies are based on political equality, as every person is given equal weight to vote. Definitely, what does that mean? Democracies, it is based upon political equality. So political equality matters a lot, so that as I told you, equal value, one vote, equal value. If you are considering one vote as equal to one point, then definitely each and every vote given by people, that will be having value of one vote. Okay, so that is like value, and equal weightage has to be given. When it comes to democracy, this is the main thing, that yes, they have to be given equal weightage. So but with time we can find economic inequalities. Definitely we are finding economic inequalities. Only few get wealth and few do not, and their share keep increasing. See what has happened, we have categories like this: rich, right, middle class, right, and the poor. So these people are getting more wealth. These neither get nor lose. These never get. So this is how it is happening. Rich people, they are getting the wealth distributed to them. They are enjoying, and their share keeps increasing day by day. And how about the middle class? They are neither rich, they are not poor. So poor people, they are not getting anything for that matter. So that is what they are telling here. So with the time we can find economic inequalities. The wealth, whatever it is received, only the rich people they do get, and their shares keeps increasing. Okay, their shares increases. But the poor, they are not getting anything. So the poor, nothing but the bottom, at the bottom, they are not getting any wealth for that matter, and even their income is very, like it is decreasing. Income is very low first thing, now it is totally decreasing. They are unable to afford for the basic amenities, food, shelter, okay, clothing, all those things, what we call it as a basic thing. The poor people, as they are not getting enough amount, they are not able to get even the basic things for themselves. So in actual, democracy does not reduce economic inequalities. So finally what did they say? That's the reason, as because the rich are getting, their share is increasing, poor are not getting anything, they are not even able to afford for a basic thing. So that is the reason democracy is not helping in reducing the inequality. It is not reducing the inequality. So about poverty in India, right? So you have learned already in 9th grade, I suppose. So poverty you have already learned. You know what exactly how poverty is creating a restriction, or it is putting a restriction on people, and the poor are treated as vote banks. Do remember this. Poor people are always, see, there are a number of people who are below the bottom, nothing but they are poor. Okay, as we are having this poverty in India, and poor people, they can be misled very easily. They don't know exactly what is happening. So they are considered to be the vote bank, and definitely the political parties never want to lose them. Definitely, because they are the sources of their, vote, right? So that's the reason they want to lose them. So now, the poverty situations are very worse. Day by day it is getting worse, because there is no job, unemployment first thing, okay, no job, totally we consider it as unemployment, or say underemployment, okay, the number of jobs are more, people are less, okay, so people are more, jobs are less, okay, very sorry. So creation of job has become very difficult. So these things. So do you think so democracy is decreasing the inequality then? No. So the poverty situations are getting worse, and people in several poor countries, they are depending on rich countries even for food itself. Not in India, definitely, maybe they are depending, but yes, In few of the countries, all the poor people, they are totally depending upon the rich people just for the sake of food. So let us know about the accommodation of social diversity, how this works. Okay, whether there is like accommodation, whether that is made possible, let us know about it. So democracy should provide a harmonious social life, and that itself is an expectation. So people do expect a social life, nothing but comfortable environment, having good communication with people, stay in peace. So these things they expect. And we know how democracies accommodate various social decisions. So as we all know, whenever the decision is regarding social or societal decision, the democracy occupies a huge place because it is related to people, and people are the one who are considered to be answerable for whatever it happens. Whatever decision they are taking, they will be held responsible for the same. So Belgium, we have studied about Belgium, right, that has successfully negotiated such a difference, reducing the tensions, becoming very explosive or violent. Nothing but they have taken measures. Okay, the Belgian people, they have taken measures just to successfully negotiate the things here. Whatever, it may be related to, to remove the differences related to the social diversity. Okay, like social, societal, there are number of people with number of ideas. They will be having different thinking, different culture, total diversity. But even then, they have to be bound, like they have to come under one roof, right? So that is done in Belgium, it seems, and that's the reason there is reduction of violence, etc. So society cannot fully and permanently resolve conflicts among different groups. So it is not possible sometimes. Sometimes society itself tries to solve the problems that has arisen, but not always. We cannot say that. So democracy gives best outcome for this, as non-democratic regimes turn blind eye or say suppress internal social difference. If there are any social difference, okay, when it comes to democracy, they always see that they solve it. Okay, if at all it is a democratic nation, or the societal diversity, okay, so what they do, they try to solve it. But when it comes to non-democratic nation, it is worst. They become total blind, deaf and dumb towards these differences. They never answer for anything. So handling social difference or say division and conflicts is a plus point for democracy, as democracy handles this very well. Okay, they try to remove those social differences. Okay, societal differences. It may be related to anything, but it has to relate to the social or the society. Okay, if at all there is any social difference and all, definitely, if at all it is democracy, then they try to remove it, okay, and balance the thing. But when it comes to non-democratic nation, they become totally blind towards this thing. So when it comes to Sri Lanka, we have already studied about Sri Lanka, right? What happened, there are two conditions to be fulfilled to achieve the outcome. If at all you have to achieve the outcome when it relates to the democracy, then definitely there are two conditions which has to be fulfilled. Very first is, democracy is just not rule, okay, by majority opinion. The majorities must work with minority, but opinion of both is not permanent. See, when it comes to majority, what they say, democracy, okay, when it comes to democracy, what they say, majority works. So whatever decision has to be taken, it has to be taken by the majority itself. But do you think so only majority has to work? How about the minority then? When we are talking about democracy, each and every person is equally important. We do not consider only the majority group or say minority group. No, each and every person is important to give their decision. So when it comes to majority, only majority cannot decide upon each and everything. They have to consider even minority. They have to work with minority. And do you think so majority and minority, if they are coming together and giving any decision, will that be considered as a permanent decision? Is it is that so that they'll consider in that manner? Definitely not. They may not consider it in that way, right? Yes. So handling social difference, division and conflicts is a plus point, as we all know. And even when it comes to majority, they have to fulfill the condition. The very first condition is Only majority cannot work, they have to work with minority, and definitely that is not a permanent decision, that is different. Rule of majority does not become rule by majority community in terms of religion. See, rule of majority is there in Sri Lanka, like majority whatever tells they accept it, no doubt, but that doesn't mean like rule of majority will be applicable wherein it is rule of like a majority related to community and all. No, not absolutely. And rule of majority means any decision or in case of election different persons and groups can form majority. So what is majority? To give decision, okay, to give decision either yes or no or some opinions. What people do? They form groups, right? They form groups, and one answer accepted by one particular group, that will be considered as majority. So that is what they say. Only a group of people coming together with one opinion. Okay, so that if at all they are more in number, that itself will be considered as majority. So that is what they have said here. So democracy remains as long as citizens has chance of being in majority. So democracy it remains. Till when it remains? Till as long as citizen has chance of being in majority. Nothing but citizens should agree upon a particular thing. No doubt they have got their own opinion, or even they can give suggestions, recommendation, etc., but that doesn't mean like the citizens they bring in majority. So if based on the basis of birth to be in majority, then the democratic rule ceases to be accommodative. So if at all you are considering birth in a majority group, only that person can get majority, or if any person has come from minority, that will not be considered. If you are considering that, then democracy itself becomes accommodative in nature. Nothing but it is having its own boundary, it is not coming out of that particular thing. So when it comes to accommodation of social diversity, again there is a conflict. It's not the diversity, the democracy does not work in a manner as it is required. So the next is dignity and freedom of the citizen. See, when it comes to dignity and freedom of the citizen, it matters a lot. The reason is, as we all know, that democracy stands superior. Okay, it stands superior. So how can you consider that it stands superior? See, when it comes to democracy, democracy it is speaking only about people itself, right? It totally depends upon the people. People are the foundation, people themselves are the building here. That is what is considered when it comes to democracy. So as we all know, democracy stands like a superior compared to the other form of government. See, other form of government, there are much more difficulties. Okay, there are many difficulties wherein coming out, if at all there are many difficulties, coming out of those difficulties goes very difficult. That's the reason when it comes to democracy, it can be considered as the superior one compared to other things, that is monarchical or say like military form of government. All these things if you are considering, then democracy is having an upper hand. The reason is it works very well because it totally depends upon people. People are the one who will be considered as a king there. Okay, people are given much more respect. That's the reason they are democracy is having a superior weightage. Okay, that is definitely there. Then individual want to be respected. You know very well, right? So individual, if at all I come and insult you people, will you accept it? No, right? You will feel bad because every person has got their self-respect. So each and every person dreams or they want the other person to respect them, right? So when they are expecting this, there will be conflicts arising among individuals if not respected. Definitely, if you are disrespecting a person from a particular community, earlier days, imagine there was untouchability and all. So how a person would feel? Imagine you enter a class and nobody wants to talk to you, nobody wants to touch you. How would you feel? Now Corona, this pandemic, it has brought the same thing, right? To hate people, to keep people away from you people. Yes. Okay, so jokes apart, yes, when it comes to individual dignity or say respect, each and every person expects that the person has to respect him. or her, right? So that is what is expected. And individual, if they are not respected, definitely that leads to many consequences, conflicts, right? Yes. So the passion for respect and freedom are the basis of democracy. So when it comes to the passion that is for respect or say freedom, it can be considered as the base of democracy. So democracies, they have recognized it as a principle, nothing but respecting individual, okay, these things they have considered this as a principle and has been achieved. Nothing but it is trying to respect each and every person, treat each and every person equally, so that there won't be any differences and all. So now society is built from long time on the basis of certain subordination or say domination. Then treating all the individual goes difficult. Let me give you a small example. Ladies, especially women, okay, women in those days, take very maybe during independence and all, how they were treated. Did they get any education? Did they get the equal treatment as just like the men? Till date, okay, you see there are differences, no doubt. Now the time has changed. Women are giving tough competition equivalent to men, okay, so that those things are totally different. But imagine, if at all the same thing would be carried out, okay, the way women used to be treated, the way women was getting the importance, or how she was left in a four walls. So if you imagine, if you think about this, was she getting any good treatment there? Was she respected there? Yes, first question. Was she getting the respect she was supposed to get? No. Right? So that is the reason. See, societies, now certain societies are built from very ancestral time, very long ago, if you consider this. So basis of subordination, okay, subordination or say domination. As you all know, our country especially, it is male dominated. Yes or no? So when they are talking that, when they are saying this male dominated, what does that mean? Obviously female are getting dominated. Earlier days it was more than whatever it was. Okay, it was totally more. It was more than we can't even expect that. If at all the same system comes now, imagine what would be your condition, right? Yes, so the dignity of women, okay, from long time they have continued the same thing. There are few states, okay, in India, let me tell you, being very clear, there are few states in India wherein still women are not getting the complete freedom they are supposed to get. They are still remaining in the four walls, okay, they are still humiliated, okay, so they are still disrespected. Okay, so this is happening. This is the fact. But still, though being a democratic nation, though we are following democracy, so can this be removed? Something that has come from time immemorial, can this be removed easily? So this is what they are talking. Historically, dominated. Every time they were dominated. Because of the domination itself, what has happened is, the individual, it has become very difficult for them, right? Yes. So long struggle by women. From then, women are struggling. They are struggling for their rights. They are struggling for, getting equality. They are struggling to get respect. Treating women equally is necessary. They keep telling the same thing, that yes, from time immemorial, we are being treated in, totally, there is an injustice, something that is unjust in nature, okay, something not fair in nature, right? So treating women, okay, equally is necessary. So equal to men. Consider what is the reason that you are dominating over women? Okay, both are equal. If you are in democracy, democratic nations see that you do respect, you do treat her equally. So it does not mean women are actually respected, but once, see, no doubt, women are fighting for their rights. Women want equal rights. Okay, they are trying to get all the rights. Okay, and even they are asking for equality and all. So when these things are happening, do you think so they are getting respected? Do you think they are really getting respected? No. So once the principle, imagine if at all the principle that yes, dignity and freedom of the citizen is equally important, and if at all democracy recognizes this as a principle, then maybe certain things may change. Nothing but today people are being treated very badly. If at all there is some principle that has come saying that if at all a person is treated very badly, the person can be put behind the bar, something like this. If they make some policy and all, what happens? Then there would be changes in the society. So these things they are telling. So it has to become the struggle. The women, they are struggling, right? Struggling to get equal opportunity, equality. So they are struggling. If that is considered as a principle, definitely certain things would change there. So when it comes to women, this is the thing. There is another thing, that is caste inequality. So when it comes to caste inequality, what is happening? The same thing is happening. So on the basis of caste, we can find there are inequalities, and India has claimed to provide equal status and opportunity. No doubt, India has promised saying that okay, equal opportunity will be given, equal status will be given. Though they have promised, still we can see inequalities, atrocities. Okay, atrocities on these on the basis of caste inequalities, and they lack legal and moral foundation. So we are lacking with legal and moral foundation because the law is not that strict. The law has to be very, very strict so that people never question against those things. People just respect the law and they have to follow it. So that is what is expected. So when it comes to caste inequalities, India has promised many things, that yes, job opportunities will be given, equal status will be given, all those things have been promised. But even then there are inequalities. So recognition makes ordinary citizens value their democratic rights. So if at all recognition, nothing but certain things has to get recognized. Okay, so that makes the citizens know their democratic rights. So each and every person has got a democratic right, but they don't know how to use it because they have never mentioned. Okay, they have not mentioned what exactly is democratic rights. And if at all those rights are recognized, one definitely there would be peace and secured life in the in a particular nation. So expectations, there are much more expectations from democracy, and it becomes a criteria to judge democracy. So when you are expecting something from democracy, imagine if at all I ask you people, what is that you are expecting from democratic nation? If at all democracy, if you are considering, and we are under democratic form of government. So when it comes to this, if we are considering that, then what is that you expect from democracy? Definitely would say equality has to be there. Every person should be treated equally. The status, whatever status they are getting, it should be equal. All those things you demand, right? So it is the expectation which can be considered as a criteria to know the outcome of democracy. Okay, to know the outcomes of democracy, that can be the best criteria. Nothing but to expectation yes, if at all a nation is following democracy, okay, that will be called as democratic nation, right? So when they are following, they have adopted all the principles, then is it reaching the expectation? Are they reaching? Are they working well? Okay, so that can be considered as a good criteria here. So the examination of democracy will never gets over, no doubt. Okay, outcomes, to know the outcomes of democracy, how the democracy is working, on what basis it can work well. Okay, so all these things. So examination never gets over. It is a never-ending process. And yes, the people, okay, as people want more benefit, no doubt people are expecting something from the government because they have chosen their representative, right? So when they have chosen their representatives, definitely they expect something from the government. And if they are failing, okay, if they are failing to reach the expectation, okay, if the representatives are not reaching the expectations, definitely what they will do, they will question them. because they want democracy to work better. And when they are expecting that yes, we want democracy to work better, then definitely they are expecting even more benefits. So that is what is expected. More benefits they want, and yes, they have to they want to make democracy even better. So if we ask people, okay, if at all we ask people about how democracy works, people come up with all the expectations and even complaints. Go today, ask your parents and all, if they know something about democracy and all, definitely they will tell you what exactly they are expecting and what's the thing that is going on, first thing, and what exactly is the complaints. There will be never ending complaints from their side, because democracy is not working as per the wish of people, but it is just working. So that's the reason people expect more, and reaching those expectations is every government has to do that thing. So if so this should create awareness among people, because they are expecting more, they are complaining more about democracy and all. So this actually makes a person know that yes, people are aware about democracy and they know how a democracy has to work. So a dissatisfaction with democracy, okay, if at all there is a dissatisfaction with the democracy, it shows a success of the democratic project. Nothing but dissatisfaction. Yes, they are expecting and they are not satisfied. So that itself shows that okay, democracy has to get improved. So then only we can understand what will be the outcome of democracy. So transform people from the status of a subject into that of a citizen. Don't consider, see, when it comes to international law and all, even the people are considered as a subject here, okay? So don't consider them as a subject, but bring them as a citizen, then you see the difference in the democratic works. So oath makes difference to the government how to run. So because oath is the one thing that will be deciding about the government. Nothing but people are the one who will be choosing their representative through the adult franchisee. Once a person attains the age of 18 years, definitely he will get the rights to vote. And the right to vote itself, lets you know that yes, a person is working, a person is ready to vote and the person is choosing his representative, and the vote is the one which definitely tells you how the government is working. If at all the government has come to the ruling, definitely it is working well, that's the reason they have won. And if the government faults, okay, no person has voted good, then definitely the vote itself tells you the worth of the government. So with this, dear students, we have finished the chapter that is outcomes of democracy. Dear students, we have discussed many things here. We have understood what actually is democracy, and we have even got to know that our democratic form of government is a legitimate government, and no doubt it is responding very late, but even then, as it considers people here, the outcomes, whatever decision they take, they always consider people and then only they decide. And we have come across the economic growth and even economic development, how it is helping, whether it is helping or no, we did discuss even about that. Apart from that, we got to know the economic outcomes of democracy, reduction of inequality and poverty. Definitely that is not happening when it comes to democracy because of the individual differences, and accommodation of social diversity, so we even did discuss, and then dignity and freedom of the citizen. So we have to consider people as a citizen here rather than considering them as subject. Then only there will be development in the nation. Thank you so much, dear students, for your patience. Yes, we have finished the chapter. Thank you so much. Have a great day.